Welcome to the Christopher E. Menace Show. Thank you so much for listening. This is, I guess we could start saying that this is a weekly event because I've been posting each and every week. Yeah, that's right. We've been posting each and every single week for the past a few weeks here. So I guess you can start looking forward to this as a weekly event. I'm joined here this lovely evening by my entire family, both my wife and my lovely lady daughter. She as has been our case for the past several weeks, whenever she says anything, that goes, man. I'm not going to cut it out. It's just, if it bothers you, I'm sorry, but, she's part of the family, and I love her, so that's good. Like I said, I'm joined here by my wife. Today is going to be a little bit of a more domestic day. We're going to talk about our top 5 tips for doing Disney with a baby. As you probably know, we went ahead and did Disney last week. For my birthday, we did Star Wars weekend, and we ended up going for 3 days. We bought the 3-day play pass because we live in Florida, and that's offered to us for Walt Disney World, so we did that. We did Epcot on Saturday, Hollywood Studios on Sunday, and Magic Kingdom on Monday. I am joined here, like I said, by my wife, Erin. You can find her on Twitter at StorybookErin, and we'll say hello to everybody.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening.
And Erin, where can our listeners find you on the internet?
I have a blog page. It's a storybooklife.us. Again, a storybooklife.us, as well as an Instagram feed, which is StorybookErin.
All right, so let's dive right into our very first tip. Our very first tip here is to make sure you pack appropriately. Obviously, everybody knows that you have to pack appropriately, but here we go with our. We segmented our packing, so we had a big backpack with certain essentials, and then certain things that we thought we might need throughout the day, and then we had a smaller backpack, like one of those drawstring bags that we could grab quickly because, as any parent should know, you're probably going to have to run into that bathroom anywhere from 8 to 15 times a day with some kind of an emergency that you need to just go ahead and get wiped up real quickly or changed out real quick. So what was in our smaller backpack with the essentials?
In the essentials backpack, we had diapers, and I packed an extra amount of diapers for her just in case we needed to do extra changes throughout the day than we would normally at home. We had plenty of wipes for cleaning her up, keeping her hands clean and everything else clean, as well as a changing pad and some baby powder for her, and sunscreen.
And of course, going with that, obviously it segues right into the big diaper bag. You see, what we would do is pack the big diaper bag with things that we would need at scheduled periods of time, and then we could put that towards the bottom of the stroller and have the drawstring bag out and about, so we could put it in a pocket on the side or hanging off the back or something like that we could get at real quickly. So I guess our second should be the big diaper bag. What do we have in the big diaper bag?
In the big diaper bag, we made sure that we had plenty of changes of clothing for our daughter. We packed a pair of PJs each day. Since we are in Florida, the mosquitoes like to come out in the evening, so we packed footed pajamas to put her in to kind of keep her warm and protected from any bugs. We had a sling. We had all of her food, a couple of granola bars for us, and just kind of anything that you would reach for at your house. We kind of thought, let's put it in there just in case. Because like Chris said, we did have the bottom of the stroller, which had ample space for those.
Right, and these were things that were more scheduled, food. You need that every 2 hours or every 3 hours or what have you. The PJs, you knew you were going to change her into PJs at about dusk. so that she could be protected from the mosquitoes, as well as be comfortable for the nighttime. Sunscreen is something you apply every 2 hours, 3 hours, every 80 minutes or so. That type of thing. The sling is actually fairly important because when you're walking through Disney, you're always complaining about people cutting you off, right? Oh, this person cut you off, or this person cut me off. Or at least I like to complain about that. I don't know how many times I was cut off by somebody in a wheelchair who was complaining about somebody else cutting them off in turn, and it was just like a whole huge traffic jam of being cut off. Actually, I don't know if you noticed this, but someone had road rage, and they were like on my heels, like I could feel their wheels. So I was like, you know what? I'm a runner. I'm pushing a jogging stroller. I could, you want to go 3 miles now? Let's go. So I had a little bit of road rage going on there. But there's one thing that I did that I'm not sure if other people would do as well. But I like to find, like, if we were going to do like a land, like if particularly this works well in Magic Kingdom, where you have like Fantasyland and then Adventureland and then Tomorrowland. You can go and park in a central area, grab that sling, and then go do the area. So we parked at like Belle's Storybook Place. Correct. What's it called?
Belle's
Storybook
Place.
and while we were waiting for that show to start, we would because it was like a 30-minute wait or something,
approximately.
So we walked away. Well, I guess we could have waited in line for 30 minutes, but either way, we went to different, the different attractions in the area, in the land, quote unquote, and then, so that we wouldn't have to push the stroller around and park there, on this area or park at that area. Just walk. I mean, what's wrong with walking? Obviously, if certain people have different needs, or maybe with more kids it wouldn't be that good. But I know with a little lady, it was fantastic. It was great. We were able to walk around and not have to worry about pushing the stroller and cutting people off or being cut off and all that jazz. I suppose going along with that, so number one was make sure you pack a smaller bag with all your essentials that you can just grab and run into a bathroom with. The second thing was to pack that big diaper bag with your scheduled items. Tip number 3 was to park in a central location and walk if you're able. Our next tip has to do with dining reservations. Would you like to explain what we did with our dining reservations?
I had read online, a lot of veteran moms said that it's important to get your baby out of the sun in the middle of the day. And so what they recommended and what we did was we booked lunch reservations in a nicer restaurant for about 2 o'clock. And at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun is really hot. You're usually pretty thirsty, pretty hungry, and so you have plenty of... sorry, we have dogs as well.
Yeah, I'm not cutting the dogs out either, sorry.
So we would have our lunch reservation for about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we would spend a good 2 hours just eating lunch and resting, talking, hydrating, and it was great because our daughter would... once out of the 3 days, she actually fell asleep and took a little nap. And so it was just, I highly recommend it. Because with a baby, you're not really missing out on rides because, they're too little for a lot of rides. So it's just a great opportunity to enjoy the ambiance of the restaurants. And
a lot of the restaurants are just gorgeous. We went to Mama Melrose in Hollywood Studios. It was a really, really long wait, even though we had reservations. That place seems like it's always super busy. The food was okay. I would say it wasn't the greatest place, but the ambiance was fantastic, and it was absolutely gorgeous inside with the little twinkling lights. It was lovely. It was great to get out of the sun, which was really the goal. So I mean that it certainly served that purpose. And at Epcot, we went to the beer garden in the Germany pavilion, and that was absolutely fantastic. I mean, the ambiance was top notch.
They had a show.
They had a show which is very entertaining. to say the least.
Yeah. All you can eat beverages
food.
include non-alcoholic beverages included.
Right. So I mean, it was
great.
It was fantastic. What was the other place we
And
did?
Magic Kingdom, we actually went to Beast Castle.
That's right.
I didn't know this until I called Disney, but you can go for lunch and have lunch in Beast Castle without a reservation. So if you've ever tried to get a reservation at Beast Castle for dinner, you know it's probably next to impossible because people book that at the 180 days in advance. And so if you're looking for last minute reservations, Beast Castle is not.
That's not the place to go for a reservation. But you can go for lunch. You can wait in line, just like you would wait in line for any other place. So, I mean, it's not really... I mean, it's maybe a little bit longer of a line. It feels longer because you're out in the sun, but they do have umbrellas that they bring for shade. So that's good. And the little lady was going crazy there.
They pass
out water, yeah. So that's a good place to go and get your lunch, get out of the heat. And our final tip is to make use of the baby centers. It's a really nice place. I know in Magic Kingdom it's by the Crystal Palace, and in Epcot it is
in Mexico.
Right before Mexico, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so right outside of Mexico, before you enter the World Showcase. And
the biggest thing that I loved about the baby center is in between every diaper change, there's a cast member cleaning the changing station with a disinfectant spray and putting a new cover on the changing table,
which is something you won't get in like a normal bathroom. I mean, it doesn't make sense to change all diapers there because if you're on the other end of the park, it's really not fair to
cart
your baby full of pee and across the park. But if you're in the area, it's super nice. And I didn't actually go into the one at Epcot, but I heard that one was state of the art.
It was very nice. It was very nice. There was
very nice.
Rooms for feeding, rooms for siblings to get out of the sun as well while the baby was being fed. Husbands were allowed, but we had friends with us that day, so Chris actually went and rode a ride while I was in the baby center with our friend.
That I did.
But they were all very nice. I would really recommend taking advantage of those. All
right. So again, your 5 tips are: make sure you pack a backpack which you can grab and run into a bathroom with. Make sure you pack your big diaper with all the timed essentials and things you may need. 3, park your stroller and walk if you can. That'll alleviate some of your stress pushing around a stroller and cutting people off or being cut off. 4, make some dining reservations to get out of the hot sun. And then 5, make good use of the baby centers. Those are there for your convenience. Well, thank you so much for listening. Remember, you can follow Aaron. What's your Twitter handle again? Again, that's a Storybook Aaron. Mine is CJMNZ8. Leave me your feedback. Also, let me know what you think. What's a good tip that you have for doing Disney with a baby? Again, thank you so much for listening.